Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, here to share with you our latest issue on the Beaded Halo. Here at the Floral Design Institute, we're all so excited about the upcoming royal wedding. We're just a Twitter, wondering what will the flowers be? How many flower girls? Will they wear halos? And then we think back to previous royal weddings, and Princess Diana with all of her little flower girls and all their halos, and then back even further to Queen Victoria with her beautiful orange blossoms. And that was where we began and thought, got to do a halo, got to do a royal halo, and we'll be using stephanotis, reminiscent of orange blossoms. If you were trained, as I was, in the traditional halo techniques of wiring and taping, which we still use because that is a necessary skill. This one, though, more updated and oh so much easier. The basis is the stephanotis bloom. It's exquisite with its pure white color and the fabulous fragrance. These are from the Peter Court Company. They're right here local in the Portland area. And one thing I love about them is when possible, they actually harvest them on the full cluster so that you can see how they naturally grow. Now, unfortunately, we'll still be cutting them apart because we don't need them on the cluster. But is that not just the most fabulous thing? They grow on a long vine, trailing through the greenhouses, and then the clusters. Many growers won't harvest them this way because it includes buds that they want to save for later. So they just harvest the open blooms rather than the whole thing. I like it because I like it with the buds. And then they also do send individual blooms. Now, to assemble this, we'll be using the flowers, metal wire, bullion wire, and an assortment of pearl beads. In addition to the pearl beads, I want to create my own gold baubles to tie into the whole thing. For that, the bullion wire, it takes about a yard. Just pull it off, give it a cut, and then wad, that's a technical term, wad it up in your hand, crush it into a ball, rolling it like Play-Doh, until you get a nice round bead that you'll be able to work with. So again, it's just a yard of the wire, clip it off, wad it into your hand, crushing it, and then squishing it down into a ball, just rolling it in your hands. It's kind of fun. It's like going back to kindergarten when you got to play and squish and mold. And when you're done, you have a perfect little round orb. Perfect to use as a bead. Next step is the beading. Pull off a length of the metal wire, longer than you're really going to need, so you don't have to worry about running out of room at all. And then start with a single bead, threading it onto the wire, finding the hole, and then twist it so that that's going to be the base. So I'm just twisting and locking that wire through the bead. Now that's going to be the bottom, and that's going to lock everything in so it doesn't go anywhere. Then starting at the opposite end, continue beading. Now you might use another pearl. You might use one of your baubles. Feeding it on, and then going back to a flower. With the stephanotis, you just need to remove the calyx, the green portion, and then feed the wire through the bottom and up out the center. And then add another flower or bead or bauble. I'm going to do a bauble at this point. And then a pearl. And you want to think about your pattern, how you want things to line up. Do another pearl. Then another flower. Again, removing the calyx and then just feeding the wire through the base, up out the center. pulling it down, and then repeating your pattern again. So another bauble, pearl, pearl, and then the flower. Calyx off, feeding it through the bottom, and then repeat the pattern until you get the length you need. As you get close to your finished length, you end up stopping it much the same way you started. So I'm going to add one more bloom and the last bauble. And a pearl, and one more pearl. And this time, as I bring this one down, fold it back on itself and feed it through a second time. So I'm basically knotting this pearl together to help hold it in place, sliding it down, pulling it, and then pulling it taut. So now that's not going to come loose, it's going to stay put. And then I do one more pearl, and this one helps to adjust and to connect. And I leave it out a little further, wrapping, and then twisting again. This will give me a little bit of wiggle room in case I decide I need it just a tiny bit longer or a tiny bit tighter. Clip off my excess wire. Then I can just bring these, attach it around, and using that extra wire, pull it whatever length I want, and then leave it dangling, just like a necklace would dangle, and it's ready to wear. Now that we have our beaded halo, we're ready for the royal wedding. Kate, feel free to give us a call if you need help with your flowers. We'd be happy to make halos for all your flower girls and one for you as well. Now, I just need to find my invitation to the wedding. For more creative inspiration, check out our website at flowerschool.com. If you need to contact us to find out the address so you can mail me my wedding invitation, use our phone number of 800-819-8089, toll free just for you. If email's easier, because yes, we're on different time zones, feel free to use my personal email at Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. I'm ready. I've got my floral skills. Just need to get over for the royal wedding. Have fun and do something you love.